And Anahita Sedaghatfar, defense attorney. Now, here we go, guys. I'm going to show you some of the tape of Guadalupe, one of the bullying children, girls. Guadalupe's mother beating a teenage boy after she had apparently caught them fighting. And again, graphic video. Right. Play now. I'm surprised to hear Mark say she needs help. Anahita, you were chiming in. You guys are the attorneys. Aren't you wanting to take... Shouldn't there be some legal maneuvers here on this against this woman?
No legal maneuvers here, Dr. Drew. Look, is anyone shocked that this is the mother of a 14-year-old girl who harassed and tortured a 12-year-old girl, her classmate, literally to her death? I mean, is anyone surprised that this wasn't a Beaver Cleaver household? This is totally learned behavior. And I guarantee you, if you look into this mother's background, and I'm using that term mother very loosely, you will see that she was traumatized or she was abused as well. It's like a vicious cycle.
It is a cycle of abuse. It's intergenerational transmission. Dean, I see you nodding your head vigorously. I want to show you, Anahita, you wanted to comment too.
I was going to say, Dr. Drew, it's important that we make a distinction here between the incident that we just saw, this mother beating up and abusing the children, versus her liability or lack thereof for her daughter's conduct in cyberbullying this poor little girl.
But it's an interesting point, though. I mean, there is the sheriff sniffed out a connection here. I saw a probable connection here. Do we need to really investigate homes that have bullying kids more carefully? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, no question.
Yeah, we definitely should do that. But do I think that it's right to criminally prosecute parents for the conduct of their children online? Absolutely not. And I've said this before. That creates a very dangerous, slippery slope, Dr. Drew, because there is no way any parent, and you can testify to this, I'm sure, can monitor their child's activity online.
No, and listen, that's the whole problem with this is when you, quote, blame a parent, you create another victim. Mark, finish me up.
I am not adverse to changing the law, make it very narrowly driven and very specific to hold parents accountable.
No way.
There you go, guys.
I like it, Mark.
Changing
slippery slopes.
When you attorneys, your slippery slope stuff drive me crazy. But that's
I don't like that phrase
another conversation, another time.
There
Next
has
up,
to be a solution.
I have Rebecca Sedgwick's mother. I've got Mr. and Mrs. Defense Attorney with me on the panel here. We're going to start with Mark.
I don't know how you're going to defend this.
So how do you defend either of these guys?
Yeah.
Well, hold up, Anahita. You have your chance.
Okay.
I know you're dying to defend them. You guys, everyone's entitled to a defense. So please enlighten me.
I'm going to.
I agree.
It's education.
And Anahita, maybe not just education, but maybe taking some aggressive action here and there will get the message through. Is misdemeanor enough for these people?
You're going to be surprised, Dr. Drew, but from what I saw on that tape, and honestly, I couldn't watch the whole thing, that looked like felonious conduct here. But I think the big point to take away from this, yes, not that they're not entitled to a defense here. Of course they are. The Constitution applies to everybody here. I've said this over and over, even people we hate, even disgusting people like this. But thank goodness, Dr. Drew, that someone was looking out for this child, because clearly the parents weren't. And
the kid's probably almost seizing there, the way he's shaking it.
Yeah, these women probably saved this child's life.
All right, and again, not uncommon in our country. That's the thing I got to emphasize. It's unbelievable.